found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out.
Welcome back. First Choice Betting. Week 2, we got our weekly picks. Going to go game by game today. Last week, week 1, it was a head scratcher. I'll say that. I don't know about you guys. I was personally fully confident going into that thing. We had 16 games. I laid them all up. You know, it's every single year with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's week 1. You put all the lays together. You have a bunch of different variations. Like one of these have to hit, right? Nothing. Personally, I lost all my money in my FanDuel and my DraftKings account. So I will.
Not a good start.
Yeah, exactly. I will be putting more money in there though, so I got to make these locks and these picks. But just wanted to go over that real quick. You guys have anything to say besides the record that we're going to discuss? No. All right.
It's not a very successful week 1 for me as well.
It's inevitable. I mean, no matter how you mix and match the games you pick, you're never going to get them all right, especially week 1. I mean, later on in the season, sure, there's a chance. But week 1, there's no shot. I mean, it's always going to be someone you think is a lock, and then they lose.
And the parlays are poison. The parlays really are poison. It's sickening. But yeah, last week, week 1 picks. I personally went 9-7. I called 2 upsets: the Eagles over the Falcons and the Cardinals over the Titans. Felt really good about the Eagles, obviously, as an Eagles fan. They looked good. Falcons looked good in the first drive, and they just put a doozy up, but that was nice. Cardinals over Titans, that was a nice upset too. Kyle looked like a video game character out there. Chandler Jones, defensive player of the year for sure. But those are nice picks. Nothing. I mean, the surprise games, obviously, Packers and Saints. That's pretty surprising. Texans came out and just stomped on the Jags. Jags looked like trash, and you should keep that as a thing, little mental note going forward, because very fucking scary that they got stomped out by the Texans. And then what else we had? Oh, Ravens Raiders. That's where I lost my money, by the way. And
also silly betting on your part.
Yeah. It was very, very immature and very irresponsible. But I will move forward and hopefully learn a lesson. But yeah, those are the games I didn't really like. What about you guys?
Yes, I mean, I was happily surprised by the Eagles. Disappointed by the Cowboys. I really thought they had it there in the end. Of course, Tom Brady wants to come back and yuck. So they started off the week real bad. But other than that, Cardinals, you could have saw it coming. Like you said, Jags are surprising. I mean, other than that, 8-8, solid record. I mean, I'll take it for week 1.
Facts.
Yeah, I went 8-8 as well. And I was happy to see my Steelers win, even though I picked against them.
Everybody
biggest shock, in my opinion, was the freaking Packers getting absolutely blown out, because I had obviously their spread as a lock, and didn't even come close to hitting. So yeah, it's week 1. You never know.
Yeah, my locks last week were pretty unlocked. The only thing that I got that hit was Eagles Falcons over. Other than that, Vikings -3.5 out the window. Jets Panthers over out the window. It was very bad, but yeah, it's what it is.
With my locks, the Vikings screwed over both of my lock parlays.
Screwed over both my parlays.
I had the Broncos right, the Seahawks right, the Niners and the Dolphins right, and then the Vikings wanted to cuck both of them. It's hurt my soul.
We should fire Mike Zimmer right now.
Definitely should.
Yeah, fire fucking Kirk Cousins. That's who you should fire.
You want to hear about a fire? Like, you want to just like start firing names off real quick? I'm gonna do it. Saints Panthers week 2. Who we going? I'm going Saints.
Well, that was quick. You just dived right in.
I'm going Panthers.
You're going Panthers. Whoa.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the Saints kind of got like a hype train going on around them right now. They kind of did it with ease. But didn't Winston throw for this crazy low amount of yards last week?
Yeah, and like 18 times he passed the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just going to be an anomaly. He's going to have to work harder this week. I like Joe Judge as a coach. I think he's going to scheme up that offensive game plan. I like the Panthers as an upset, to be honest with you. They're probably my biggest upset of the week. The odds don't say that. They're at +152 right now. It's a little bit surprising, but yeah, they're probably my biggest actual upset of the week.
Yeesh, that's something. Didn't expect that. Not gonna lie.
Don't think I can lean the same direction as you, my guy.
That's fine, man. What happened last week with the Raiders?
You did call the Raiders. You're
One
not
game, one game. Easy.
I mean,
wrong.
I'm the
Easy.
guy who calls out these crazy upsets, and they happen. So I mean,
You just said that the Panthers winning wouldn't even be a crazy upset because the odds don't even be.
I said the odds don't say it, but I mean, I think everyone would agree. Most would agree that that's probably like one of the more so true upsets that is plausible this week.
That's fine. Actually, you got the Saints, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Just making sure your head's, in the right space.
I think the
Anyway.
Jameis Winston hype train kind of rolls on just a little bit.
It's a little bit longer. Panthers, I mean, come
A
on.
little bit.
Alrighty. Game 2, Bears, Bengals. I got the Bears, believe it or not. I think they're 1.5 point favorites at home, which is pretty much saying that the Bengals are 1.5 points better than the Bears, which I don't believe. And I think the Bears, after getting mollywopped by the Rams last week, definitely kind of are a little sketchy, but I do think things will come together. And if it's not Andy Dalton, it's Justin Fields, and I think they're going to be.
David Montgomery looked good against
did.
the good run defense of the Rams, which is
Indeed.
promising.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monty looked probably the quickest I've ever seen him.
That was a good first game for him. He's coming off a pretty good year too, so you can see a little upstep in David Montgomery production, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, well, I'm off the Saints hype train. I'm on the Bengals hype train. I'm taking the Bengals plus 112.
All aboard!
From who dat to who day, huh?
So yeah, I mean, they're
Never in my life have I ever rooted for the Bengals or picked the Bengals, but it's weird saying it now.
You're picking them?
Win. The Bengals are going to win.
Sheesh. Alrighty. That's fine. So we got a underdog favorite over here, first choice betting. All right. Browns, Texans, that's the next game. Yeah, I think this is easy. We can just go right past this, right? Browns.
Yeah,
I would
100%
assume
Browns.
so, yeah.
I mean, X, you were
But,
speaking crazy before we started recording. You said Texans.
Yeah, I mean, we were shitting on the freaking Texans last week, and then they just came out and shit on the Jaguars. But I mean, it's
Well,
two
there's
shit
a
teams.
much different story between the Jags and the Browns. The Browns are a good football team now.
Good coaching.
Good coaching, good football team. They gave the Chiefs a run for their money last week. The Browns they're a good football team. So I mean, they're gonna win a lot of games this season, and they're not gonna lose to teams like the Texans.
And they're still 12-point favorites right now, I think.
Yeah, 12.5. Yeah.
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 It's a little scary, but
Gotta go to the Browns here.
anywho.
Alrighty. On to the next one. This one could be potential upset written all over it. Rams, Colts. I took the Rams very confidently, but I do think there's a scenario where the Colts actually shock the Rams. But Rams, personally.
I don't agree with there being a scenario where the Colts shock the Rams. Carson Wentz still looks pretty bad. Rams, easy.
Matt
lock.
Stafford looked real nice in his
He did.
debut. For the
Van
Browns.
Jefferson.
Ooh, could we see some more Van Jeff action? I would love it.
Bandstand.
Yeah, I love the Rams spread as well. So,
Was that like -3 or something?
yeah.
And they're at home, right?
No, I think it's Indy.
Indy?
Indianapolis, I think.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I do like the Rams though, so it is what it is. On to the next one. This is one that scares me too. It's kind of, the unknown with it. The Broncos and Jags. I'm taking the Broncos because the defense showed out last week. Teddy Bridgewater looked good. The offense looked cool. The defense looked good, right? But the Jags, we had expectations going into week 1, right?
Mhm.
They utterly just failed. They utterly failed. But what are the chances that maybe they could pull off like the Texans did last week and just shock us again? There's going to be certain upsets each and every week that are going to happen. I think this is one of those games that's scary though. I'm not going to take the Jags. I'm taking the Broncos if I'm, balanced. But I mean, I don't know. Scary to me. In Jacksonville too, nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I really like the Broncos here. I have a few things of them I like about this game. I like their spread too. But
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see a scenario in which the Jaguars win. I mean, you don't know with rookie quarterbacks. I mean, they could pop off from time to time, so you never know. But I think the Broncos got a good enough defense to where they win this game pretty easily.
Respect it. I think the play calling has to be better for the Jags. I mean, they ran the ball 15 times, and James Robinson ran less than Carlos Hyde. That's
Strange.
sick.
Strange.
We'll see. Hopefully, Urban Meyer gets his fucking head on right because that team has an immense amount of talent offensively, weapon wise, and offensive line's not so solid, and defense look strange too. But
I
yeah,
wouldn't say their offense has an immense amount of talent. I think you're overexaggerating.
immense amount of potential, I should say.
Yes, potential.
The Jags.
Yeah.
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 LaVisca, Chark, even Marvin Jones is a solid vet, and then you got James Robinson in the backfield shut off last year. You got Trevor Lawrence, number one pick. Come on now. Possibilities are endless with that team, but probably going to end this week against Broncos. So next, Bills, Dolphins, AFC East. I got the Bills. I got the Bills. Yeah, I didn't want to shock nobody. I think they're gonna come out and like just pimp slap the Dolphins. Like last year when the Dolphins were trying to get into the playoffs, right? It was a clinch game. It was week 17 or whatever. The Bills put up 56 points on the Dolphins. It was 56 to 26. Yeah. And Josh Allen didn't even play the entire game. Matt Barkley came in. They had Antonio Williams in the game. That running back is on the practice squad now. They got the best of them both times last year. The first game was closer than the second game was, but Ryan Fitzpatrick played the first game. Tua played the second game. I do think the Dolphins are fine, but I think the Bills have to, step up, flex their chest a little bit, especially after getting embarrassed last week against the Steelers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with the Bills, of course. But I did put the Dolphins into consideration. I really did. The Bills sort of came out flat last week. I don't think they're going to again this week, but there's a reason I didn't touch Josh Allen at all in any fantasy leagues this year. I thought there was a potential for a slump, for some going backwards, really. So it wouldn't shock me to see the Dolphins win this game and the Bills just be a different team from last year. But I don't think that's the case, but it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, they were firing all cylinders last year, so definitely could have seen this happening.
Yeah, they were playing to what do we say, like their most peak potential last year.
100%, yeah.
Probably.
I wouldn't say that they're gonna I don't think Josh Allen. I took Josh Allen in a few of my leagues. So I mean, I still think he's gonna be a gunslinger, but I think you saying that a regression might be a little bold. Did he just sign a freaking big ass contract too this summer?
Saying it's possible, man.
Yeah, it's possible.
It is a possibility to play up to those standards of last season.
I mean, he just took such a big step last year that it would be really shocking to see him take another big step this year. I mean, he'd be an undeniable MVP if he were to take a big step from last year.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, if he could stay the same, great. But last week he didn't. It wouldn't shock me if he continues to play the way he did last week. But again, I don't think that's the case. It just wouldn't surprise me.
I'll go with here too. I don't think I said my pick, but I do think they'll come out with a little bit more vengeance after choking away to the Steelers because they just straight disappeared in the second half of that game.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's definitely a sneaking game for Stephon Diggs, like 10 catches, 210 yards type. He got shut down last week. I mean, some Tyreek Hill type game,
We shall see. Xavier Howard, we shall see. All right, next game. I'm very confident in this one. Patriots, Jets. Jets are home. Patriots are winning.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Zach Wilson, he showed flashes last week, but that's it.
Be a nice little Mac Jones, Zach Wilson action here.
Mac
What did I
Jones
tell
on
you
top.
about Mac Jones? What did I tell you? He's going to get the job done. He's just bland guy.
He's a bland guy. It wasn't his fault they fumbled. They got all the way down there. What are you talking about? He's a game manager.
Bland. You got to
Hey,
put
Harris look nice.
All between here.
put the ball in other people's hands. That's what he's got to do. He can't make it happen.
This fucking guy. All right. All right. We shall see. You guys both want Patriots, I'm assuming?
Yes, I like the Patriots a lot.
Yeah, and I like Mac Jones, man. He's just like
He's like a more athletic version of you.
He's like a mix of like Matthew Stafford. I just had Jimmy Garoppolo and Kirk Cousins. He's like with like a strong he's got Matthew Stafford's arm, like Kirk Cousins' game management, and then Jimmy G's fucking something. I don't know.
Jimmy G is dumb.
Ability to win. How about that one?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
All righty. On to another game. Speaking of Jimmy G,
Speaking of Jimmy G,
I'm wearing green for the Birds. Also first choice betting, by the way. But wearing green for the Birds because the Birds going to beat the 49ers. That's my bold claim this week. Slap it down. I don't know what Kyle Shanahan's doing. I really don't. He might be on crack. He might just not want his job. He might be lying to the media. I don't know. But Brandon Ayuk won, barely played over Trent Sherfield. He's saying he has to earn his right to play. That makes no sense. You spent a first round pick on the guy. He was one of the best wide receivers last year. Top 2 rookie wide receiver last year, I would say. Obviously not Justin Jefferson, but him. Doesn't make any sense. And he's a healthy scratch your 3rd round running back you traded up to get. That doesn't make any sense. Your 6th round running back is your starter now. It's just a bunch of question marks with them. And the fact that they let the Lions come back to be that close and almost lose the game last week. Sickening. Very sickening. Eagles looked very hot last week. They looked very hot. So this might be a biased pick definitely as well as an Eagles fan, but I'm doing it. Eagles over 49. I think they're 3.5 point underdogs at home. And Cam, I think you can explain your reasoning too.
yeah, it's definitely a biased pick, but I mean, watching the Eagles last week was just so refreshing. I think they're in a lot better spot than people really gave them going into the year. I've always felt that way about the roster as a whole. I did feel as if they're going to come off sluggish with the preseason tactics they took. They didn't at all. They came out strong. They're going to have to make some adjustments this week versus a much better defense. But I think Jalen Hurts showed he has the ability, and he's just he's like a cucumber, man. He's cool as a cucumber. He never shows
He's a cucumber, man.
He never shows any cracks. He's just confident. He's going on to the next play, and I paid the Eagles pretty good, man. The Eagles pretty good. So, yeah, the Eagles money line plus 164. I think that is technically the biggest upset that I have this week. But I don't look at that as the case. So let's go Birds. What do you got, X?
I gotta disagree with the Birds.
Here, bitch.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I like the 49ers here.
How's it feel to be a loser?
Could have contemplated.
Feels great.
Feels great.
Feels real great.
Alrighty, and that's all for the Eagles 49ers. Let's get on to the next game. A game that I'm gonna surprise many people with here. It's Steelers Raiders.
Don't do it.
I'm
Don't
going
be
with the
that guy.
Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers. Calm down.
What? Oh,
Whoa, what? Yeah,
Can't pick
Steelers
that.
over Raiders for sure. The Raiders are not good. The Ravens are the bad team in that game that happened. Raiders are not anything special. Still, Darren Waller's not going to get 19 targets. He's not getting 323 targets a game or a season, Cam. So, yeah.
Please
Don't
comment
now.
if you think that Darren Waller getting 200 targets is realistic, dude. He's got 19 in game
I
one.
agree. It's
Got that.
plausible.
It is very plausible, dude. The man could be embedded into NFL history this very season, right before our eyes. Like, it is in the range of outcomes.
All
Fact.
right. I don't agree.
I'm running for
And
president.
subscribe if you agree to me. Alrighty. Steelers minus 235. It's a banger of a pick. The Raiders aren't gonna. The Raiders, they came through for me. I still don't think they're that good. Darren Waller is good. But other than that, the Steelers are going to win. They have a great defense. The Raiders, they have a strange offense. It is very, very strange watching their offense run. They think they have a gunslinger in Derek Carr. They just want to throw the ball every play. And it's just not going to work out for them. It's not 7 out of 10 times, I would say. So, yeah, Steelers. X, we already know who you're.
Yeah, we already know who you're picking, so we're just going to move
Black and
forward.
gold all day, but who would have thought after week 1, Derek Carr would be leading the league in passing yards? Not I, said the cat.
Not I, said the cat.
I guess he's talking to cats nowadays. I don't know.
He's got to get sacked like 7 times though by TJ Watt. So
JJ Watt.
TJ, the better of the Watts.
Speaking of the Watts, we got a team with the other Watt. You got the Cardinals and the Vikings, the next matchup. And the
this is
Cardinals
a
are
beautiful-
home And with
Beautiful game.
that being said, the Cardinals looked great last week as well. Chandler Jones looked amazing, and the fact that the Vikings' offensive line struggled against the Bengals, and you got Chandler Jones over there with J.J. Watt. I think Cardinals defense going to wreak havoc on the Vikings. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Chandler
And
Jones, another 5 sacks.
he'd be on pace for like 200 something, but I'm down.
Bro, if he had 10 sacks in 2 games, that would be
Darren
He
Waller is
might be
gonna get, like
MVP.
200 targets this year. Chandler Jones is going to get 30 sacks. Like,
Records will be broken.
records will be broke. They freaking shut down Derrick Henry week 1 too. So like, Dalvin Cook, he's not going to be cooking this week.
He won't be. He won't be. And you know who will be cooking in the kitchen? Kyler the King and King Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know what that was all about. But yeah, Kyler's
D-Hop's going to be fucking cooking.
cooking. He should be cooking. Yeah, I think it's a lot of cooking happening on the Cardinals side. Don't think
He's
so
gonna
for the
cook
other
this
side.
week.
Yeah.
AJ Green. AJ Green's gonna cook this week.
There was a little Christian Kirk and D-Hop cooking last week. You say it's going to be AJ Green.
AJ Green. Anywho, Cardinals, they're gonna win. You could have seen him the win coming for him last week. Titans disappointed. I thought
seen
Titans come out much fresher, much more fresh, whatever way you want to put it. Cardinals are gonna win, and they're gonna beat the Vikings. The Vikings, Dalvin Cook's gonna have himself a game because he's just Dalvin Cook, but that's about that. Kirk Cousins doesn't like to throw the ball deep. It's gonna be an issue. What do you think?
Oh, actually, you went
What?
who you going? Cardinals, Vikings.
Who do you think?
Okay, just making sure. I just making
Cardinals.
sure. Yeah, that's fine. All right.
They're a hot team right now. They're going to stay hot for a little bit.
Why you keep saying these teams are hot? It's
Yeah,
week
you're tweaking.
Kyler Murray's hot.
Week 1.
We all like to overreact after week 1. Just let me be.
All right. Buccaneers, Falcons. Another layup. Buccaneers.
Yo, did you see that freaking picture that Brady had with like the 328 in the background?
Yeah, well, it wasn't a picture; it was a video.
Well, I saw just like a screenshot of it. But he
Yeah.
looked so fucking fried in that picture. It was ridiculous. But yeah, Buccaneers by a
Right.
landslide.
I didn't think he looked fried, but yeah, Bucks easy money. Falcons are bad.
Real bad.
Alrighty. Next one is going to be a surprise upset on my part. It's the Cowboys, Chargers. The Cowboys are underdogs. Cowboys are winning the game.
I agree.
I also agree.
Agree.
Never say that again.
Agreement.
Sweet Maggie. Sorry.
But yeah, anyway,
Here on first choice betting. There we go. There we go. Cowboys money line plus
Cowboys
144.
money line I think is a good bet this week.
I agree. And yeah,
They low key gave the Bucks a run for their money, and
they did. Their
Yeah, they
offense
should've
looked
won.
good.
You should have won.
the offense looked real good. It's gonna be a real high scoring game here, and Cowboys come out on top. Big Amari Cool, big CD Lamb day.
Yeah, C Lamb's going nuts.
Big Ezekiel Elliott game. I was gonna say that. All right. Back to the basics. We got Tennessee and Seattle. Another close game, actually. Glad that we have these back to back because they're both. I'm taking the upset in both of them. I think Titans are going to come out and beat the Seahawks. I don't think that the Titans are better than the Seahawks, but this is another one of those things where you're going to have upsets week to week. And the Titans came out last week and killed expectations, like just completely pooped their pants practically. And don't think they have Chandler Jones on Seattle Seahawks. I might be mistaken. Maybe they do have a hidden Chandler Jones somewhere, but they don't. So left tackle should be stable this week. And I think that the offense could get going. You still have Julio Jones and you still have AJ Brown and you have Derrick Henry. I think they'll be fine. And Seattle, I'm not downplaying Seattle. Seattle's pretty fucking amazing offense, especially, but
We know how Russ cooks the first 5 games of the season.
good point. He only had like a 25 pass attempts last week too.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think it's going to be a shootout. Shootout.
Shootout.
Yeah, no, a shootout. I think the Seahawks are going to come out on top. mainly because they're home. I think that'll give them a little bit of an advantage there. And DK Metcalf, I feel like he's probably going to have a huge game. Yeah, Seahawks on
He was
top.
rather quiet week 1. Did he have a touchdown? I can't remember.
He did.
Yeah,
He didn't have as much yardage as Lockett,
No,
though.
he got like 3
I think it was
catches
like-
or something.
yeah, 3 or 4 catches for like 40 yards or something like that.
I'd like to see his catches and probably his yardage at least double this game. Maybe another tutty.
I'm gonna do us all a favor, and I'm gonna switch my bet back to Seattle over Tennessee instead of Tennessee over Seattle. How's that sound?
You're not the only 10 I see.
Yeah, darn tootin'. Alrighty. On to the next one. We got Chiefs and Baltimore. This is Sunday night football on NBC. The
Oh, side
Chiefs
note-
and the Ravens are the best on TV.
This year's Sunday Night Football song not hitting the same. I was a little bit annoyed. I don't know what about it.
I missed it.
You gotta peep it this week. It's just not hitting the same, man.
Is it Carrie Underwood?
It is. It's the same girl. It's the same tune and everything like that. It's just something about it just doesn't fit the vibes that you get when like you remember like sitting down, you're getting ready to watch Sunday Night Football as like a 12-year-old and Carrie Underwood comes on and you're just like
You're hype, bro.
immaculate vibes. It wasn't giving off the immaculate vibes.
You know who's
Anywho.
gonna give off immaculate vibes this week?
Patty,
Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs are about to go crazy on Baltimore. About to get so many sacks because Lamar Jackson just can't. He's hesitant. Offensive line sucks, and I think the Chiefs know that. And I think the Chiefs are
The
good.
offensive line was putrid.
The offensive line's trash. Yeah, even in the clutch, you couldn't come up. Like what the hell? Sickening. Very sickening. Chiefs are the better football team, and I think is it in Kansas City? No, it's in Baltimore. Yeah. Well, I don't really have
They're
anything
only
else to say.
3.5-point favorites too, at the moment, which is a bit enticing.
After last week, especially, they should have been. You would have thought they'd be more.
yeah, the Chiefs are just good. The Ravens, I think they're gonna struggle. And
That's gonna be an 0-2 start for the Ravens. We like to see that.
might finish in last in that division.
Wow, that would be a shocker to a lot of people.
You're
Yeah.
tripping a little bit there, huh?
You know what? I am tripping. I kind of like completely forgot about the Bengals for some strange reason. I don't really know why.
I mean, you're on the Houday bandwagon, so it makes sense, right?
Just for this week.
Just for this week, yeah. Not
Just for this week.
I mean, they're about to start off 2-0, man. According to you and your picks, they're about to start off 2-0. Ravens 0-2.
yeah. See, so it's in the range of outcomes.
You
All right.
love the range of outcomes. You gotta
I
love it.
love
All
the
right.
range of outcomes.
Speaking of immaculate vibes, these vibes are not immaculate. Monday Night Football on ESPN. Peyton and Eli.
Yo, do you guys watch any of that? Not gonna lie, that show had me cracking up.
I didn't watch any of it. I heard it was really good though.
I did
It's
not
on
watch.
ESPN Plus. Them two just freaking. It was them two, and they had Russell Wilson on last with them, and they were just freaking bullshit. Like the whole time, like Peyton was just a freaking goof, just going over like. They were just doing commentary the entire game.
Damn,
It was pretty fire.
it's been dope to watch. But
I only tuned in for a few minutes, but it was pretty funny.
Intriguing. Are they doing that again?
I think so. I think it's a new Monday night thing for him over on ESPN Plus.
No.
Eli said, "I'm surprised they couldn't get a helmet big enough to fit over your big ass forehead."
that's fucked up. Who said that? Eli?
Eli said the debate, and yeah, they couldn't get a helmet to fit over your big forehead.
That's
He
crazy.
was wearing one, and it like couldn't get down over his head.
Eli loves to think he's funny. It's just hilarious watching his press conferences back in the day. But anyway, we're talking about
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, the guy that we repeated his name multiple times last week, and he let us down multiple times last week. Aaron Rodgers,
Let us
Aaron
down
Rodgers,
big
Aaron
time.
Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, he's playing against a team that almost upset the 49ers, Detroit Lions, Monday Night Football. You got to go with the Packers. I mean, it's pretty much another layup, unless Aaron Rodgers looks like he did last week.
I don't think the Lions are the Saints though. So, but then again, he threw like 2 picks, 130 some yards, he had like 1 fantasy point. Their whole offense just was non-existent.
Non-immaculate.
I would be truly shocked if Aaron Rodgers repeated that performance, though. I really would be.
Yeah, this is their home opener too. Like,
Yeah, I got the
packed Lambeau Field.
Packers winning pretty easily.
Okay, I can dig it. Alrighty, well, standings as is are Kid Ed on top. of course. Told you all to listen to me last episode. At the end of the episode, I said, listen to me, don't listen to them, because I know what I'm talking about. And then I lost my entire balance in the betting accounts. But it is what it is. My picks were solid. Didn't really go straight. So I should have went straight instead of sideways. But it is what it is. 9-7, 8-8 for both the other Fooligans over there. Those are the picks for week 2. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We got the lots coming up probably sometime soon, if not the same day, if not the same exact time. So check those out. Also, Thursday night game, you will see our picks on there. I personally am taking Washington. You guys?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right. You guys will see that on there. YouTube Shorts before the game, hopefully. Appreciate y'all for watching. First choice betting. Deuces.